Welcome to the Learning English podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learning English podcast. It is so good to have you with us again. I'm John.
And I'm Jennifer. We are buzzing with excitement today because we are launching something we've been working on for a while.
We're kicking off a brand new 5-part series that we're calling the Cheatsheet for Mastering English Quickly. It's all about giving you the most effective shortcuts and tricks to level up your skills.
Exactly. And for episode 1, we're diving headfirst into the deep end. We're talking about pronunciation basics and fun tongue twisters.
Pronunciation, the final boss of learning English. The reason you can have a perfect sentence in your head and it comes out sounding like you're ordering a shoe at a cheese shop.
I've been there, but don't worry. Today, we're going to demystify it and give you some truly powerful tools. So where do we start, John?
We start with the music. Forget individual words for a second and think about rhythm. In linguistics, we call it sentence stress.
Right. English isn't spoken like a robot, with every word getting equal time and volume. It flows. Some words are long and loud, and others are short and quiet.
Precisely. We stress the important words, the content words like nouns, main verbs and adjectives. We swallow the function words like a, the, to, is. For example, I wouldn't say, I want to go to the store. I'd say, I want to go to the store.
You can hear that rhythm, can't you? Da-dum, da-dum, da-da-dum. And a killer way to practice that rhythm is with a technique called shadowing.
It's my absolute favorite. It feels weird at first, but it works. You literally speak at the same time as a native speaker, trying to copy everything. The pitch, the speed, the stress. You are their echo.
Okay, I'm putting you on the spot. It's from a nature documentary. I want you to try and shadow it live. Ready?
Oh, wow. Okay, pressure's on. Let's do it.
Okay, the majestic eagle soars effortlessly on the thermal currents, its keen eyes scanning the valley below for any sign of movement.
The majestic eagle soars effortlessly on the thermal currents, its keen eyes scanning the valley below for any sign of movement. Wow, that is surprisingly difficult. You can't think, you just have to mimic.
But you see what it does. It forces your mouth to make the shapes and your voice to find the rhythm without your brain getting in the way to translate. It's a direct workout for your pronunciation muscles.
It really is, and it makes you appreciate why English pronunciation can be so tricky in the first place. The language itself is a bit of a Frankenstein's monster.
That is the perfect description. It started with a Germanic base, then got a huge injection of French after 1066, and then scholars kept adding Latin and Greek words to make it sound fancy, so the rules are all over the place.
And as if that wasn't chaotic enough, then came the Great Vowel Shift, which sounds like an epic historical event, and it kind of was.
It was basically a few centuries where, for reasons no one is 100% sure about, English speakers just decided to change how they pronounced all their long vowels. But the spelling, thanks to the new printing press, had already been set, so the pronunciation moved on, but the spelling stayed behind.
It's why bite is not pronounced bite and feet is not pronounced fate. It's madness.
Speaking of vowels, let's talk about the secret superstar of English pronunciation, the sound you hear more than any other but probably never learned about in school. Let's talk about the schwa.
The schwa, represented by the symbol It is the laziest sound in the English language. It's the sound you make when you're thinking. It's the sound of a completely relaxed mouth.
It's the ultimate unstressed vowel. Remember sentence stress? When a vowel is in an unstressed syllable, it often defaults to this lazy sound. It's everywhere, like in the first syllable of about. We don't say a-bout, we say about.
Right, or the last syllable of sofa. It's not so far, it's so fur, and it can be represented by any vowel. In taken, the E is a schwa. Take, un. In pencil, the I is a schwa, pen-sil.
In supply, the U is a schwa, supply. Even in a big word like photograph, the middle O is a schwa, pho-ta-graph. Mastering this sound is the single fastest way to achieve that natural English rhythm we've been talking about.
Stop trying to pronounce every vowel perfectly. Embrace the lazy schwa. It's the glue that holds the rhythm of English together.
From the laziest sound to the trickiest sounds, let's talk about minimal pairs. These are the little pronunciation traps that can lead to some interesting misunderstandings.
They are pairs of words where only one single sound is different, but that one difference completely changes the meaning. The classic one every learner encounters is ship and sheep.
Yes, the short I versus the long E. It's the difference between a boat and a farm animal, which reminds me of a very embarrassing personal story.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one.
I was backpacking in New Zealand, driving through these incredible green hills, and there are sheep everywhere, millions of them. We stop at a tiny cafe, and I, wanting to connect with the local farmer who owned it, said with my biggest, most enthusiastic smile, "I just love your country. I have never seen so many white ships."
No.
He just stared at me, a long, blank stare, and he looks out over his fields and says, "Ships? We're a bit far from the coast for ships, love." My face went completely red when I realized what I'd said. I had complimented his fields full of boats.
That is brilliant, and it proves the point perfectly. Another tricky one is beach versus bitch. You really want to get that one right. One is a lovely place with sand and sun, the other is not. Again, it's that long E versus the short I.
And vowel sounds in general, like then versus than. When did it happen then versus this is better than that. It's a subtle versus sound, but it makes a difference.
Okay, let's pivot to something we get asked about a lot. We're going to do a quick listener question segment on common pronunciation pitfalls for learners from specific language backgrounds.
I love this idea. Okay, first up, a question from many of our listeners in Spain and Latin America. They ask why it's so hard not to add an E sound before words that start with S. For example, saying, "I am from Spain," instead of Spain.
It's a great question, and the reason is simple. In Spanish, words don't start with an S followed by a consonant. It's always S, like in estudiante or especial. So your brain automatically inserts the sound it expects to be there. The trick is to start the word with the hissing S sound. Pain. Special.
Great tip. Okay, another one, this time from our listeners in Japan and some other parts of Asia, is about the L and R sounds. Why are they so easy to mix up?
This one's all about tongue position. The Japanese language has a sound that's somewhere between our L and R, so the distinction isn't there. For the English L, like in light, your tongue presses firmly against the ridge behind your top teeth, l. For the R sound, like in right, your tongue pulls back and curls in the middle of your mouth, r.
They're mechanically very different. A good practice sentence is, "Larry really loves red lorries." It forces your tongue to do gymnastics between the two positions.
Okay, after all that hard work and theory, I think it's time to have some fun. Jennifer, are you ready for the tongue twister challenge?
Let's do this. But we're doing 3 rounds, each one harder than the last. You start. Give me an easy one.
All right, round 1. Say it 3 times fast. Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled pepper.
Confidently, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Easy. The alliteration is simple.
Too easy. Okay, my turn. Medium difficulty. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
Ooh, that's trickier. Okay. How can a clam How can a clam cram in a clean I can't do it! The CL and CR are too close.
Gotcha. All right, final round, the hard one. Your turn to try this, Jen. 3 times fast. The sixth sick sheik's sixth sheep's sick.
Oh, you are kidding me. That's just mean. The sixth sick sheik's sixth sheep's sick. I'm not even trying that twice. My tongue is in a knot. That's just a collection of horrible sounds.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pronunciation practice. But what a marathon session this has been. I think it's time for a recap.
Let's do it. So, to master pronunciation, remember, focus on the music of English with sentence stress. Practice mimicking it with shadowing. Don't worry that English is weird. It is.
Right, and learn to love the lazy schwa sound. It's your key to natural rhythm. Be careful with those minimal pairs to avoid talking about ships in a field.
Identify your own common pitfalls based on your native language. And finally, have fun and build muscle memory with tongue twisters.
That's a wrap on episode 1 of our series. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We hope you found it helpful.
Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the rest of the series. We will be back next week with episode 2, Vocabulary Hacks and Memory Tricks, where we'll share some amazing strategies for making new words stick.
It's going to be a fantastic one. Until then, thanks for listening.
Bye, everyone.
The Learning English Podcast, helping you to learn English.